Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Forgo, and today we're going to talk about Thane, Thanos' boy. And there's a lot of expectations because this is Thanos' son. And we all know that Thanos is a freaking god in PvP. He's ridiculous. He's good in PvE, he's okay, he's pretty decent. Not as good as what we'd like him to be, but he is freaking amazing in PvP. Top 2 character in the game, in my opinion, as far as PvP. Now, how well does Thane rank on that list? Now, Thane is a bio sub character, so unfortunately we do have to buy him. Hopefully he'll be in the future pass. We'll see. I can tell you right off the get-go, he's definitely more of a PvP character. PvE, not so much. This isn't really a character that you'd bring in PvE because he just isn't that strong. He's okay. He's not terrible, but he just isn't that strong. He doesn't have the oomph, if you know what I mean. He doesn't have the damage. But in PvP, he's just got weapons and tools that can make him very useful for it. And actually, he can actually take down tier 3 Jean Greys, which is, I mean, that is impressive for a tier 2 character. That is impressive. However, when you see this build, you'll think, holy mother of God. So let's talk about this build. He has 28,500 physical attack. He has max attack speed, 28 crit rate. This is going to actually go up from his 4th skill, which is wonderful because his 4th skill is a skill that you're going to want to use in PvP for sure because it's a full iframe and it's a long one at that. He has 149 critical damage, low critical damage. He has 49% ignore defense and max skill cooldown. He does have 28% ignore dodge. And check out this build. I have 13 Odin's blessings on this guy. I went all out. I really want to show Thane some love and give him a full opportunity and chance to shine in PvP and even in PvE. However, PvP he definitely shines a lot more. He has all of his Udrus are mythic. These are all mythic physical attack, mythic HP right here. I mean, he's pretty jacked up, guys. His passive, decrease all damage received by 30%. This is really good. Makes him a little bit tankier. And PvP, you know, you can put Colossus with him and have a decrease all damage received by 80%. However, if you do that, he just won't have near as much damage unless maybe use him in the leadership role, and then maybe have someone like Mystique or Taskmaster in the other role to add some damage to superheroes and super villains. Maybe you could do something like that. However, because of the way timeline's set up and because your cooldowns are not ready, your skills are not ready because the cooldowns are offset, I just prefer to have Wasp in the leadership. I will show a run where in PvP where he is in the leadership role having 2 damage supports, and you can definitely do that for sure. But I really like it better when you have a character in the leadership role. You waste a little time. That way when you switch to Thane, you'll have all your cooldowns ready to go. And it's just a lot easier to take out the characters when you have those cooldowns ready, when you have your skills ready. So it's first skill, this is stun for 2 seconds. This 2 skill has a silence for 3 seconds. If you notice, the cooldown on this skill is 3.5 seconds. The cooldown on this skill is 4.5 seconds. And the 2 and the 5, the 2 and the 4 are the go-tos in PvP. The 1 is a good skill, but it's a partial iframe, and there's just moments where he can freaking get hit. So I wouldn't really advise using it. However, you'll see me use it in one of the runs in timeline. But that was early on when I was practicing. I definitely figured out the 2 and the 4 is the way to go. Just back and forth between those 2 skills. The 3rd skill does give him immunity to all damage for 5 seconds, which is sweet. It does have an all defense down that stacks up to 50%. And it does have Amberize, but it doesn't work in World Boss. I wish it did. He also has a recovery of heal. The 4th skill gives him this 30% all attack, 30% crit rate. So this is really awesome. You know, this is the skill that you're going to be using in PvP especially, and even in World Boss. His 5th skill, ignore target dodge rate by 20%. This is not a skill you want to use in PvP because it is not an iframe. You can get reflected something fierce. If you notice, he is a physical attack character, but he has all energy attacks here. These things can get reflected by Jean Grey, and then of course Silver Surfer can reflect. Unfortunately, in the APK, all I was able to face was just other Thanes and Jean Greys. So yeah, that kind of sucked, but you definitely get an idea of how strong he is. His passive, and this is really what makes him pretty awesome for PvP. Having a 70% chance to penetrate with super armor barrier shield, all damage immune invincible for 5 seconds on a 10-second cooldown when attacking is pretty insane. That means, you know, he does lots of hits. He's going to penetrate their invincibility or immunity, all these things, and he's going to do damage to them. It's pretty cool. His leadership, and this is another reason why he's just pretty much going to be a PvP guy. Applies to all allies. Activation rate when debuffed. He removes all debuffs for 12 seconds, and then he gives them a 25% increase of all attack for 12 seconds. Really great leadership for PvP. Not worth a crap in PvE, but definitely good for PvP. And this is on a 25-second cooldown. So it's actually a really great leadership because he's also offering a debuff and an increase to all attack. So in PvP, and that's really what I want to focus on more, is you really just want to start with that 4, let that thing play completely out, and as soon as he lands, hit the 2. Now, if you notice, the 2 is only a partial iframe, but it goes into an instant iframe, and then he tries to amberize. Now, if Gene or whatever character you're facing in PvP has a debuff up, you're not going to amberize them. So the safest thing to do is, when you hit your 2, you're just going to go right back into that 4. Because the moment you're not in that iframe, that's the moment that Gene can get a hold of you. The 1 skill does have a nice 3.5 second cooldown. However, look, it's a partial iframe, but at the very beginning it's not, and at the end it's not. He can take a lot of damage, and with someone like Jean Grey, who has that broken penetrate, guard, break immunity crap, you're just dead. He'll die pretty much instantly, even have that decrease all damage received, even if Colossus is on the team and he has a decrease all damage received by 80%, because he's just a tier 2. He doesn't have enough native stats, enough HP to stay alive. Now in PvE, I'm not really sure. I haven't really worked on a rotation too much because 1, I didn't have time, and also I just really kind of focused more on PvP because I think that's really where he shines. But you definitely want to, the thing here, the thing about PvE for him is, if you hit the 3rd skill, right, you wait a little bit, there's the all defense down at the end. If you start with that 3rd skill, you're going to trigger your proc. I'm playing with a CTP of Greed. That's what I'm going with because I feel like he needs a little bit more damage, so we get a little bit of a damage proc. But a CTP regeneration will give him that HP, but then he's going to lose damage. But maybe if you put him in the leadership and have 2 damage supports for superheroes and supervillains, maybe that would work with a CTP regeneration. But with PvE content, and again, I just don't think that's where he belongs, you can really just start with the 4th skill or the 5th skill. You can start with one of these skills, and then you can go into your 3rd skill afterward, let the all defense down apply, and then go into your 4th skill. And I think that 4th skill is the one you really want to put your damage proc on, because you're just going to get all that damage, all the attack buff and the crit rate buff, and I really think that's the way to go. So maybe you just want to start with the 4, hit the 5 for your invincibility, and then hit the 3, get your all defense down afterwards, and then go into the 4. Now, since I'm going to be playing with a CTP of Greed, rotation isn't going to matter as much, because when the proc's engaged, it stays engaged for the entire 5-second duration. He does have a stage 11 Power of Angry Hawk set, and again, I have the CTP of Greed. We do have the 150% increased damage dealt to speed, universal, combat, and blast, which is pretty much everybody. And we get a little bit of a heal, which is nice. And having that ignore dodge is also good. Immunity guard break's great, but against Jean, it's useless. It really is. She's pretty much broken. So let's go into some world boss. But he has energy attacks that are based off physical attack, so we're going to go against Call. Against Proxima, he's terrible. And again, and something to keep in mind is, we did the last video we were using Dazzler, stage 35, and we had She-Hulk's leadership here. Well, we're going to use Black Bolt. Well, actually, no, we'll just switch to She-Hulk. We'll just do the same thing. We'll have the same little team up. And She-Hulk will offer that 65% damage dealt to male types. Black Bolt will use as a striker skill. He'll use his 4th skill that has all defense down. But it stacks up 50%, but Thane already has all defense down and stacks up to 50%, so we'll just use that. That's fine. And actually, this leadership having solid damage is actually better than having increasing all attack. You know, not by some massive margin, but by a little bit of a margin. So we'll jump in here. We will bring in a heal, although we probably won't need it because, you know what, we don't need it because we have immunity on the 3rd skill and we have invincibility on the 5th skill, and he has a heal. I mean, he's an easy character to keep alive. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with the 3rd skill. We'll probably get guard broken, however, because he doesn't have super armor. So here we go. And there, we'll hit the 4. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of the thing about this guy. Now I realize that a CTP of greed isn't, you know, the optimal obelisk for PvE content, but it still does have a damage proc on it. It's not like it's terrible. And the Amber Eyes is working. It is working. So this is freaking awesome. I did not think this worked. So you pretty much can just lock them down, cancel them. Wow. That is freaking cool. Honestly, guys, I didn't even know that because I really didn't get to test this that much. But he is amberizing them. Wow. That is so cool. But you can see that the damage is far, far and away from what Dazzler was doing. And I know Dazzler had a CTP of energy, but she did not have any Urus. She did not have any Odin's blessings, and she doesn't have all defense down. So he just isn't really going to be the greatest for this. But God Almighty, he's got some great crowd control, which is freaking insane. That part about him is nice. But if you don't have solid damage, that's kind of something that will kind of suck. Let me look at something here. Let me look at something. Let's take him out of there. Let's put her in there. Okay, so yeah. He applies all defense down and he'll do the Amber Eyes. So he's going to have crowd control and he's going to give you some all defense down that starts off at 8%. It only stacks up to 50%. I wish it was more, but he could prove to be actually a really good striker as well. So that does up his value a little bit, in my opinion, especially having that Amber Eyes. That is sweet. And I didn't notice it in PvP. It just didn't seem like it was working. I thought the debuffs were, well, debuffing it. So let's equip the team here. We're going to use this team here. We're going to use Wasp because for debuff, and we're going to use Mystique for damage dealt to supervillains and superheroes. All right, and this is the team that I kept having to fight. Well, I'm just going to try to Amberize Jean Grey. I'm not going to try to do anything else. Okay. I see you just get guard broken. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. It sucks. Yeah, you're not really, I mean, you don't get to do it because you just get guard broken. That's the problem, you know? I think that's maybe what was happening. Let's try that again. Let's see if we can Amberize her. Hey, run away, run away, run away. Run away, run away, run away. Yeah, see, you can't Amberize her because of the debuff. But it does work in World Boss. That's freaking awesome. Wow. Cool. Okay. So now let's actually try to win. And see if we can. All right, here we go. So what you want to do is you're trying to run around, of course, you know, stall for time, get your cooldowns ready. And just hit that 4. And then go back into the, then go into the 2. And then go back into the 4. Here we go. And you see, I mean, he can do it. We need to get away from this bastard. Okay, he amberized me, so he killed us. Okay, we don't care if we die now. I really don't care. Here we go. Okay, so his fifth skill, whenever them spikes are sitting out of the ground, you actually take damage from that as well. Cool. But you can see he can take out Jean. It's actually not that difficult to take her out. It's pretty... I mean, I'm doing this off the cuff. This is not pre-recorded. I mean, the potential is definitely there, but I really think it's going to be one of those situations where he just is probably going to need a uniform or some crap. Come on. And boom, see how easy that is? You just destroy her. I mean, look at that. And we need to get away from this bastard. Okay, and he just amberized us again. Because our, you know, because our debuff wasn't up. That's kind of thing, you know, Thane taking out Thane, pretty funny. But he mutilates Jean. He mutilates Jean. I definitely was getting some wins against Thane, like, you know, like solos with this guy. Get away, get away, get away, get away. See there, she got off her fifth skill, she guard broke us, and we died. And that happens, you know, you're not always... So now let me show you some pre-recorded runs that I did in PvP with this guy. Okay, so for this team up, I was using Thane in the leadership, and I just used Taskmaster and Mystique. This is when I was first playing with him. You see I'm trying to hit the third skill. I'm trying to do some different things. I'm just experimenting with his skills. And yeah, we were able to get it done. We were able to get it done. Get away from that bastard. Okay. There we go. Got him. A Colossus is a tricky bastard. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. There we go. And got him. So, I mean, Thane, he can solo by himself. I mean, he can definitely do it. He's pretty cool. But I have no idea how good he's going to be on auto, if that's something that interests you. I wanted to give him as much of a chance as I could, so I manually played the guy. So we're using the Wasp leadership for this run and Mystique because I just thought it was a lot better having a character to use at the very beginning for fodder. That way our cooldowns will be ready when we switch to Thane. And it's just so much easier when you do it like that, man. When you have that 4 ready, it's on like Donkey Kong. Look at this. Just 2 skills. Easy. Easy. It really only gets difficult when you start fighting himself. And there we got amberized. We still were able to get the win, though. Come on. And boom. Another victory. You know, I'm not going to lie to any of you. It did take me quite a few tries. I had to get some practice in. But as you can see, Thane can definitely do this stuff. And he is a quality character, man. Freaking sweet. Same team up again. We're probably the same team up from here on out. Come on, come on, come on. And it is impressive to see him take down Jean, but the truth is, there's a lot of characters that can take down Jean. You know, he's not the only tier 2 that can do it, and he's a paywall. So I'm hoping that Marble actually, you know, gives everybody a way to get the guy. But if PvE is your concern, I don't think you're missing out on much of anything. You don't need him. He's not really going to help that much. Yeah, that's just the truth of it, you know. He'll be a decent Shadow Lane character, and that's about all he's going to be. All right, and then there we lost that fight. Old Colossus got the drop on us. Let's do this again. It really sucks. I had to fight the same teams over and over and over. But... you know, Jean is a good caliber to see how well a character could do. I really wanted to fight Thanos. I wanted him to fight his dad. That would have been fun. Because his dad's one tanky mofo. And I was just really curious how well he'd do against his dad, especially since his dad doesn't have this, you know, broken guard break penetration crap. So that would, I think it would have been a lot more fun. And more thematic for sure. Boom. I mean, he can do this over and over and over, man. He can do it. This will be the last one. Yeah, shoot your freaking beam, Gene. I can definitely understand why people don't like Jean Grey if you're into PvP. I can definitely understand it, man. That, seriously, the guard break penetration really is too much. It really is too much. But yeah, Thane can get it done for sure. He's definitely not a bad character by any means, but this is where he shines. But I just really don't think anybody needs him, even in PvP. Like, he's decent, obviously, but I don't think anybody needs him. I mean, if you're just going to put this guy in the leadership for his leadership role, just use Wasp. I mean, unless there's some kind of restriction, there's really no point in having the guy. There's already plenty of characters that can do what he can do. So, you know, the fact that he's a paywall, if he was free to play, it would have been so much better for everybody. Is he worth buying? Well, that's completely up to you. I'll buy him, obviously, because I'm a content creator, and I really do like Thane. And hopefully, you know, Netmarble will give him a little bit of some buffs. I think he needs to be a little bit stronger. Maybe a larger HP pool would be really nice for this guy to make him even better where he already can shine, which is PvP. So let me know how you're all feeling about Thane, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.